Hello and welcome back, guys, to another episode of Gregtech Community Edition Unofficial. Last time we ended up going through and getting ourselves a few of those circuits and LV machine hulls as well as motors so we can get working on the steam, moving from the steam age to the LV age. Gone ahead and prepared some stuff for these next couple of quests that I'm going to be getting into. So now that we've gone into the LVH, we got to get ourselves a generator and a couple more machines just to kind of make things a little bit easier on us, so we stop using so many materials for everything. So the first thing we're going to be doing is building this steam turbine. And yes, here we go. Yes, you will need steam production. Steam pressure will exert force on the turbines and the rotation. So basically you need steam to produce electricity. Steam turbine is the only generator you can realistically use in the LVH. Later we'll unlock more power options. It basically talks about EU, wires or cables transfer on it. And it's a direct connection power. Wires are inferior and they will electrocute you. Lose more energy, so you want to use cables. Cable loss means that you have to stick your machines close to your generators, but that kind of issue is only for early game. If you look up ahead, you will be able to obtain superconductors down the line. If you use one single turbine, you can use 1x cables. If you use two of them, you need to use 2x cables, or you might burn up your line. This is because of an amperage mechanic, but that'll be explained later. So let's go ahead and get ourselves, not that, so we can just do that real quick. Grab out all of our stuff here. This is going to be used for a bunch of different little machines. So right here we're going to want our steam engine, or steam turbine right there. So you need your 2 tin rotors, 1 of the circuits, 2 fluid pipes, an LV machine hull, 2 motors, and a tin cable. And that will get us... Just go ahead and use this other one since I got everything. That will get us 1 basic steam turbine. So we're going to go ahead and grab all of our other little machines that we need to get with this too. So this wire mill is going to be one of our first machines that we get. It'll give us 2 wires for 1 ingots. That makes it 3 times cheaper, because it would be 3 ingots for 2, and then you could get 2 wires off of it with the wire cutters. So I guess it's technically not quite 3 times cheaper, but it is a lot cheaper. To the right of this quest are more important machines, which will help you get a lot cheaper intermediates. So go ahead and go craft one of these. Need ourselves a wire mill. Needing 2 motors, 2 circuits, 2 cables, and an LV machine hull. That'll get us our basic wire mill. And from there, that should complete that one. We need ourselves a bending machine, which will bend 1 ingot into 1 plate, which is a better ratio than even the forge hammer, so that'll be nice. So let's go grab a bending machine, which you need 2 pistons for, 2 electric motors, 1 tin cable, and 2 circuits. To make these electric pistons, you need 3 steel plates, 2 steel rods, 1 small steel gear, a motor, and 2 of these tin wires. Go ahead and put that in there. And we do need 3, because I'm going to have to need them for 1 more recipe later on. So I'll go ahead and craft all of them up real quick. Hopefully that finishes the other quest that's up here. Yep. Which gives us a couple more steel gears. Go ahead and toss those away because I don't need those right now. And then we will go ahead and grab ourselves this bending machine, which we need our wrench for, so we'll go ahead and come over here and grab our wrench out. And there's our bending machine. Now, the next machine that we need, that's going to give us a programmed circuit. So this is the other thing with this bending machine. You will need a programmed circuit for recipes. That would be nice if the quest book designer gave you one for free, wouldn't it? The programmed circuit can be configured by hand or with a configuration slot on in the machine GUI. This slot works for recipes. So you do have to have one of these. We'll go ahead and take a look at that when we go to use that machine. We got our basic lathe, turns one ingot into 2 rods and 1 bolt into 1 screw. So that's pretty nice because that doubles our both of those recipes actually, which is really nice. So let's go ahead and grab this basic lathe, which requires a single piston, a diamond, 3 tin cables, 2 circuits, 1 electric motor, and another machine hole. We got ourselves our basic lathe. So that'll finish that one up. And then last but not least, we need the basic polarizer, which will automatically, so without redstone, we can magnetize rods for more motors, which will be very helpful. And let's go grab polarizer. Oh. Basic polarizer, right there. For this recipe, you need 2 iron rods, 4 2x tin wires, which those are crafted by just 2 1x wires together, and 2 tin cables, and an LV machine hole. There's all of those. Now, going down here, we do have the LVH will make you craft a lot of different machines. Are you lost? Here's a tip to set goals. Check a late game item and go from there. So let's say Fusion Controller Mark III. Never mind, let's check a closer goal. Instead, the Electric Blast Furnace, the main end goal of the LVH. The EBF is expensive. So Electric Blast Furnace is expensive, which is why you should focus first on machines making materials cheaper. Quests will keep helping you for that. Other important goals are assembling machine and MV circuits. Talk about goals to note down. Take a clipboard and you will appreciate it. So apparently, I think this is just kind of like a little sign you can hold in your inventory, or it's basically like a book and quill. Shift right click to remove. So it says right click. Okay, so that's how it works. Then you can go ahead and type in there. You can shift right click to remove it from the wall. It's kind of nice. Then the one last thing I wanted to get to is this basic canning machine. This will get us over some batteries. Over here, basic canning machine. This machine, only when you feel like it, it's time for you to invest in batteries. So I do feel like it's pretty close because I do want to be making these mining drills that are coming up here. So we have a better way to get resources than using large amounts of iron for hammers all the time. So let's look at a canning machine. Basic canning machine requires 1 of these electric pumps, 2 tin cables, 2 electronic circuits, and 3 glass with an LV hole. 1 of these electric pumps requires either silicone rubber or rubber rings. We're using the regular rubber rings. A tin screw, tin rotor, an electric motor, tin cable, bronze fluid pipe, and then we got a wrench and a screwdriver. So we're gonna go ahead and come over here, put our wrench back, make 1 of these pumps. That was the wrong recipe. That one. Those all in there. Need 1. Oh. 1 of those. For now. Recipe. and then we need the rubber rings are in there. The wrong recipe again. Right there. So there we go. One electric pump. And then for the basic canning machine, we just need our 2 processors, 2 tin wire cables, add 1 more machine holder. There we go. And we got our basic crafting machine. Basic canning machine. So with all those machines set up, let's go ahead and go set up a little bit of an area for this. So I do need to switch this around, I believe. No? Okay. So any side except steam. Which it looks like it's going right now. I do need to go grab my wrench so I can make sure these pipes are getting more fuel they need. Dump it in there. Please, that fills up. Found out if I just add these too quickly, this one empties out fully and goes up. So gotta fill them up one at a time, basically. Okay, just that. That in there, and that'll get us plenty more of this stuff. So now for these machines, we're gonna go ahead and just input. It talked something about the back of these machines. I don't remember what it said about the back of these machines. It said something somewhere. I'm gonna have to look that up again later. I do believe that's what it requires is power. So we got a bending machine, we got our lathe, polarizer, and our canning machine. And I do want to go ahead and just run our tin cable along here. 6.5. We gotta go grab some wire cutters now, because the wire cutters are used for make more. Be back when I've made another one of these wire cutters. I said after I made one of these wire cutters, but I figured it's actually probably better if I showed this to you guys. So I just wired up the lathe, so the lathe should work just fine. And now if I stick in those, that's gonna get us 2 of these steel rods. Looks like we need a cutting saw to make them into bolts, so we're just gonna have to go grab the regular saw. But this will make our recipes much nicer. There. Now we get 2 screws out of this instead of 1. Nice. I should be able to make another set. Steel wire cutters. Cutters. Alright, we now got our wire cutters, and we're just going to add the rest of these machines onto our stuff. As you can see, they all have a front face, and every other face can input stuff. I believe, if I remember right, the back face can actually take in things, so it's a little bit better than those machines require you to have the back face open. We can actually input items through the back face. Now with the bending machine, we need that there. Let's go find our bending machine. So in our bender, it says for a 1. It looks like we don't need it any other way for the most part in here. It just depends on what you put in there. So if you put in plate, put in a bar, you'll get a plate. You put in a plate, you get foil. If you put in a rod, you will get a spring. That's what it looks like it's showing. That is quite a bit of help for usage, just to be able to make a lot of things way faster. Basically makes this steam forge relatively inefficient. The only thing it's going to be used for really is taking these redstone core things and smashing them down into the impure dust to make that. But pretty soon I'm pretty sure that's going to become even obsolete. But I'm super excited about this. Let's look at what do we need to make these batteries. So I need a small battery full, which means we need some battery alloy. I went hunting down for stuff that I needed for this. So it looks like we need antimonium. Antimony? Antimony. So you need 4 lead and 1 antimony to make its alloy. Which I got lead. Let's go ahead and make 8 of those. Or 8. And I got a couple antimony. I do have more. But got it set up that hopefully once we get into some ore processing, we can use some of that stuff instead. So I do want to make 2 of these batteries here. And then it does say to make sodium. We need some sodium dust. The question is how do we get sodium dust? Looks like another ore that I have not found yet. And it's a % chance there. About in the centrifuge. I don't know how to get sodium and potassium. By lithium. Chloride. That one belongs in the end, so I can't get there yet. Let's go ahead and look at the other one then. So we got this one, which looks like it is an overgrowth ore. It is a part of the soapstone, so we're gonna have to go mine some soapstone. I will be back once I've got. Let's go ahead and make these plates actually really quick. Test out this bending machine. A bit slower than the hammer, but 1 plate per. That's pretty nice. But I'm gonna go mine some soapstone as soon as I get one of these battery cells out. Go ahead and show you that little recipe right there. There we go. 1 small battery hole. I'm gonna be going to go mine some soapstone to get some of that electricity stuff. What is that? Battery preparations. Where's that at? Right there. So we finished that one. where you get to these batteries here, but I just need to go mine some subzones. I'll be back. Alright, we are back here, and I did end up getting some of that leuconite there. However, looking at it here, we are going to need some of our ore processing stuff to get to it. So we can get it from the macerator, however, there's one problem with that. This spot does not open up until high voltage age. So being able to get like the second or third things from it is just not going to work. So what we're going to go ahead and do is I'm going to make some of the other machines I was planning on making really quick, which are all ore processing stuff. Let's go ahead and look at this book. Let's put the torches away. One annoying thing about omniports. Alright, so first it's got 1MS Part 2, so this is just talking about our ore stuff. If you haven't noticed, the ore byproduct tab in JEI, press U, and you go to any GT ore. It's a Gregtech ore, and you should find it. There are many byproducts, some which do not exist as an ore. However, whenever you want to obtain a material, refer to this page if you can obtain it and select the process that would find the most suitable. Each quest surrounding one of these gives you an ore processing machine. So, one of the first ones that I wanted to get was this ore washing plant. So, crushed ore will grant purified ore, which is refined further, some useless stone, and importantly the first byproduct. Any ore will give you a minimum two-thirds of a dust of the byproduct through washing, so prioritize this step the most. So I do think this is probably our best one to start with, so let's go ahead and go in here. Need ourselves an ore washer. And for that, we just need 2 of these tin rotors, 2 microprocessors, a glass, electric motor, LV hole, and 2 tin cables. Get ourselves that one. And then I think the other one I was looking at probably getting, it's not a chemical bath, I think it was a thermal centrifuge there. Let me look this up really quick. Should be. Let's go ahead and look that up. So I have these big old tin or copper cables, 4X copper cables. Thermal. Nope. Centrifuge. There we go. Yeah, it is this one. So 2 4X cables, 2 motors, 2 circuits, 2 regular cables, and an LV hole. It's just the basic thermal centrifuge. Now, I don't remember what this last one was, so looking in the ore processing list, I think I was able to figure out what it was. We got a thermal centrifuge, we got the ore washing station. There's one other. Was it the basic centrifuge? I don't think it was. Let's go ahead and look at that. Basic centrifuge. No, it wasn't this one. That other basic lathe. Advanced lathe, basic. That's what it was. I wanted to make a basic macerator. It requires another one of those pistons. Just so that we can use some of our electricity for this instead of using all that steam. I am out of a motor. I thought I had another motor. That's not good. I guess we'll be back once I have another motor. Alright, we are back with our motor. Now we should be able to just go ahead and craft up that basic macerator, which gives us 3 machines here. So we'll plug in the macerator, the ore washing station, and a thermal centrifuge. So now I should be able to go ahead and just toss this in. Let's just do all of it, I guess. wonder if I can just... I just fill this up. Yep. Some water. Got ourselves 6 of this. Now let's go ahead and throw it through this. If not, the recipe. Oh. Oops. More washer. Oh no, do we need distilled water? Now we need a programmed circuit. Let's grab our programmed circuit out of here. Toss that in there, and it should hopefully give us everything here. Yep, there we go. We got our sodium. We can actually be pretty close to filling up these batteries. It's kind of exciting. That'll give us some get us on our way to getting an electric drill, which is what I'm hoping to get to. One more craft of that, I can make that into dust. I think it was 2 though. Make. Yeah, so it's 2 of whatever dust I decide to use. Yes, we'll be back after some of this ore washing is done. Alright, so we got our 18 tiny piles. That gives us 2 sodium dusts. Let's go ahead and put this in here and see how this works. Ooh. Awesome. So we got ourselves a battery. The only question with that got that done. How do we charge it? Probably in one of these battery buffers. Oh boy. Looks like we got a little bit more crafting to do. Let's go ahead and make one of these. This is all super easy basic stuff. And we might want to move those machines over and get ourselves a battery buffer set up. So we need 4 4x cables. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Throw those in our wire mill. That'll go through them. The only thing I will say about this craft is you do need a bucket of water per, so probably setting up an automated input of water would be your best bet. Because having to do a brand new bucket every couple of minutes it's actually not even minutes, it's 40 seconds. Make sure you keep it topped off so it keeps functioning. There's a way to get distilled water later on to make it a little bit more automatable and use a lot less water so you can have a lot more in there. But you don't have distilled water yet, so that's not an option. Almost done with those. We're making a battery buffer, so let's do a battery buffer. Low voltage. So we just need a chest and make these into some 4x cables. So just need a chest. We'll use one of these ones here since we're not going to be using this anymore. And if I go in here, I should be able to just make another one of those LV machine casing. So, we need one more of those. Which we need our wrench back in there for. So, toss our wrench and our wire cutters back in. There's that. And then we need more iron plates, don't we? Need one more iron plate or steel plate, and then 2 wires up there. So, yep, there's that. There's that. Let's go get our one more plate. That was not the one I wanted to throw it into. That's a shame. Can I melt this back down? It's not worth it. So we are going to put those away and go grab us a new piece of steel. Go in there. That's 10 steel. That's right. We're gonna just stop the ore washing machine to make that plate. So let's go ahead and pull that out. It's already doing a recipe for now. Make one of these plates. Stick that back in there. Have to look at making one of those circuits so we have an extra circuit. Recipe for those. Boom, boom. And then recipe for our battery buffer. So now we can make it to where we're not wasting so much battery power. Take it. If I come over here. Break our turbine. Break that. Battery buffer. There's the steam turbine. There we go. Slowly start filling up. We'll be using that to begin with, so that'll be kind of nice for us to be able to. So it's struggling to fill the tank. These are both going, right? It seems to be. Is it not? I don't know what's going on with that, but it seems to not be filling the tank very well now. Alright, but with all of that, that's going to be a lot of quests done. Oh, and we get a small lithium battery too. That's pretty sweet. Pretty handy. Oh my goodness, we jumped pretty far into this tree pretty quickly. So, I think with that, it's going to be the end of this episode. We got pretty far here with all these machines. Yeah, these 4 different machines to help us process into items for crafting. We got 3 machines up top for ore processing, and this 1 machine here. Help us get into batteries so we can work our way towards having ourselves a mining drill. I don't know how the mining drills work in here. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. I think it would probably tell us. So electric drills are tools which come in different sizes. There's the LV drill, is what we're going to be doing. May not be too appealing, but the higher tier drills can mine in 3x3x3, 5x5x5, and up to 9x9x9 to make huge holes. It's suggested drill with a diamond tip, which might be the best material for it right now. You may hold off and make MV drills instead. That one will be completely worth it. All electric tools have a lot more durability than indicated, as they use energy to prevent damage from being applied. On top of that, they can be enchanted as pickaxes can. And note 2, do not charge drills while mining, as your item may be consistently updated, which will keep it from resetting which will keep resetting the mining process. Gotcha. Well, we're gonna look at getting one of those next time. Bye.